Oh, as I was saying... Yeah, we know how it works, dude. We have solar ovens, man. It was on a James Bond movie, dude. Come on, man. They were nuking all the waste with it. So something like that? It was on a James Bond movie, dude. Come on, man. They were nuking all the waste with it. Immagur. Immagur, fan. Immagur. So something like that? It's called sewing. April 29th. That's okay. You're doing a scarecrow cosplay? He made a sword corset. Immagur. Immagur, fan. Immagur. So yeah, that's the plan. Like I said, the bottom ones are for the crossover underneath the flukes and back up the other side. So what I'll do is, now I know that one strand will be long enough for that bit. That was one of the whips for your Revenant cosplay you did a while back. Cool bananas. Okay, I'll so many leather X's on his, yeah. Okay, I think I might tidy that up a bit, particularly on the back, so it lays a little flatter, and pull it a little tighter to make it lay a little flatter, I suppose. And then we have to try and emulate that on this side as well. Think you might have invented that engraving, Tara. Engraving. What engraving, buddy? Well, cutting it out of the 2mm foam and sticking it on. You lost me, beauty, talking about engraving. I'm not sure. For the filigree. Okay, so adding the detail instead of subtracting the detail. I do like it. That yeah, is yummy. Unfortunately, when I put the two missing bits of detail on the crossguard out here on the quillions, it was after I'd already sprayed the rubber sealant once, and I had to spray it again, so it's built up. So that one's not as beautifully defined as this one, or the ones on the pommel. The ones on the pommel I just... You lost me, beauty, talking about engraving. I'm not sure. It's just pretty. Pretty damn pretty is what it is. Adding the detail instead of subtracting the detail. I do like it. Okay, so let's see what I can do to tidy this up a bit. I think part of the problem is how proud these freaking rivets are. So I know one piece is long enough. I'll glue it down underneath. I'll cut another strip. I want to glue this to the ricasso so that it doesn't spin around the ricasso at all. It stays where it's meant to be, and I'll glue it right out to the sides. Then I'll stitch the top bit down again and see how I go with that. But I'm happy with that. It works. The blades as well. Yeah, I don't like pool noodle thickness. Well, speaking about blades, you know that I have that other commission, the Highlander sword commission, right? And we were discussing the difference. Screen! Bam. Discussing the difference between this Highlander sword, the one used in the Highlander movie, and the other Highlander sword, the one used in the Endgame movie. And speaking with the client, he would like a blade something similar to this blade on a handle and crossguard like the Endgame one, because the details are prettier, and I think it'll be easier to do a embossed detail rather than an engraved detail. So, allow me to introduce the handle of the second sword. Okay, hang on, wait, let's do this. Bang. Zoom, 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 view. Righto. So that's the original sword from the first movie. You can see MacLeod is engraved, and there's a lot of knotwork here. And they're actually two crows facing outwards on the quillions. Okay, so the other movie comes along. Boink, boink, and the top of the sword, the top of the sword looks like that. The details are now embossed instead of engraved. The handle's got a wrap. It's a nice shiny silver pommel. The quillions are shorter, and the dragons are totally different, and so are the details out here. Minor detail, I like that pattern better, so does the client. So we're going to put that handle, view, fit on the screen, on that sword. But then he wants the sword blade, he wants the sword to be a little heftier, so I'm going to put some sinkers down beside the core, and also he wants the sword to look a bit more like it did in the movie, where the blade is pretty much parallel all the way down and then tapers. So allow me to add this detail in here and remove that detail from the background, and that's kind of the silhouette I'm going to end up giving him. So essentially, the blade that I'm making for this sword that I've been working on camera, the steel GreatSword, I'm going to use that blade profile, shape and design on the MacLeod handle and give him something like that without that detail poking down there. Obviously, it'll just be the half circle on the blade. Okay, so let's see what you guys are gasbagging about that. Bing! He wants the inaccurate braid. Yes. Blade. Wait, hang on. Wait. Never seen anyone do blade as well. Might make the suggestion for them. Might I make a suggestion for the MacLeod sword? Yes, you can. Go for it. What were you going to suggest? Because I couldn't see chat. Looks better as well. They spent more time on the end game handle. Oh yeah, they did, and more money. So we'll give him the end game handle, a slightly heavier blade, so it looks more like a claymore blade, if that's right. You know, like a broader blade. It gives me the ability to put the core down the middle all the way to the tip. And if I give him a blade of this style, the shot where Connor dies, where he gets stabbed by the Kurgan, falls on the ground, and when they pan out, the sword on the ground is quite a solid looking blade. Oh, the suggestion you had was for the other blade. Now, like I said, he wants a bit of weight, so as we know, there's a core down the middle here. When I countersink the core, the plan is then bean sinkers. These are flat little sinkers, which are ovaled lead sinkers, right? Like little tablets. They're round, but they're flat. So what I'm going to do is put the core down the middle of the blade, and then in the trench, put these puppies down along each side of it to give him a little weight, because he wants the sword to weigh a little more. I don't want to put steel in it because a steel bar will make it not con friendly. But yeah, to give it a little bit of heft, some ballast, yeah. There goes me freaking internet flickering a bin. Sorry, guys. So what I'm going to do is put the core down the middle of the blade, and then in the trench... Yeah, bismuth. Okay, help me out there. What does that mean, dude? I have a little knockometer. And we're back. A bismuth, is that like the shape of the blade? Is that what you were trying to communicate to this dumb Skippy? Right, I basically I flattened down the back so they lie a little flatter. Lay a little flatter. Lie a little flatter. Sorian, how are you, bud? Welcome to my dodgy stream. He is fluctuating all over the freaking place. You're doing good. Glad to hear it. Talon Sword Cosplay. Hello. Hello, 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 V-E, hello, hello. Oh, okay, sorry, my mistake. It won't happen again. And I'm lacing that from the wrong edge. It's supposed to stop at the top. Start at the top. Yes, unfortunately I'm having dropout issues again, because it's that time of the morning, isn't it? I wonder if that's like when I upload to the cloud or some twat. The Medium Dictionary actually added pencil lead to the dictionary. Even though it's graphite and clay. Ah, yeah, of course. Yes, I have no idea where that comment comes from, Beardy, but yeah. Lead in your pencil. Oh, I see. Pencils were never actually made with lead. Jim Tam raged on my modem. I'm going to do some bloody thing if it keeps doing that crap to me. I raged out on Australia Post today talking about the axe that I sent to New Mexico. Well, I'm really sorry, sir, but that's in the hands of American Customs and there's nothing we can do about it. You'll need to contact them. I don't freaking think so, Sunshine. You'll need to contact them. Oh, we can't do that, sir. You are contracted to take the parcel from me to the address that I put on the envelope. You'll find out why it's stuck there. So now they want me to get the receiver to contact Americans Customs. It's like, I don't freaking think so, Sunshine. Just do your job. Get my parcel to my client. Jon's parcel is sitting in the Netherlands. It left my... I put it in parcel delivery on the 24th, and it got to Amsterdam on the 26th. I love it. No problems. Hong Kong Customs, in, out, done. Next. Oh no, mate. Problem is you're sending an axe-like object to the US. You mean the country where I can go down to the corner store and buy a gun if I'm old enough? That country, but I can't send a foam axe. Yes, I'm still pissed about that. And I will be until he gets it. So now I've hammered those down, that sits a lot flusher. I think it'll also... Yeah, I should have sent a freaking gun. Well, they know how to process that through American Customs, you would think. Oh, yep, we're familiar with this. No worries. Sweet. Yep, sweet. Next. Oh, an axe? Shit, no. No, can't do it. Well, we're not sure. Is it dangerous? It comes from Australia. Everything from Australia is dangerous. Bastards. You know what? Such an easy task. Let's do this. Get me a boomerang. I want an authentic Australian boomerang. Dude, you know we pretty much massacred all our native Australians. It's pretty hard to get an authentic Australian boomerang. See, Beardy can get your boomerang and he's in the goddamn States. Okay, I think that might have stabilized it a little bit. Plastic cheap ones. Get a V-shaped object with a roo and Uluru on it and throw it. If it doesn't come back, it's a stick. Alright? That's how you tell the difference. A bird hitting one with a fake bird. Target practice and distance practice. Do you know when javelin was originally competed in the Olympic Games, it was a target sport, not a distance sport? Did you know that? I know that because it's one of the quiz questions they make me ask. Well, considering javelin was from, you know, throwing spears at your enemies, I guess it's more important to actually be able to hit it. Hit the guy you're throwing the thing at rather than how far away you can throw it at him. That's a secondary concern. Okay. The theory I was told, if it hits a bird, the boomerang may be lost, but you can eat. But if it misses, it comes back. Yeah. So you get the chance to chuck it at some food a second time. Where'd I put it? Oh, back up there on the shelf because I'm a twit. Apocalypto by Mel Gibson. No, I can't say that I watched that one. I did watch Passion of the Christ though. think that my super glue is not that super. Certainly was an intense movie. Actually been to one of the Mayan ruins down in Mexico. Chichen Itza. Super impressive to see. Absolutely. Once you can put some realism to a movie, it just kind of pops for you, doesn't it? With some sort of tangibility to it rather than realism. Yeah, they're both Mel Gibson movies, mate. At least I'm pretty certain Passion of the Christ, and I know Apocalypto is one of his. And while I don't know about its historical accuracy, but actually having something tangible, like I said, just it gives your movie another level of immersion. Because you've got to wonder where Mel sits on the sanity scale at times. It can be a little loopy. Too much time under the hot Australian sun, apparently. So I'm gluing it down on the inside as I go to keep it kind of taut and flat on the outside so it doesn't bubble the buckle up and look all crappy. So while I'm letting those two little splotches of glue there cure to hold those down, I'm going to throw the kettle on because my goddamn cup is empty, and that will not do. You know it, I know it, the cup knows it. So I'm going to be pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Oh, look at that. Ha ha ha. My girl loves me. Whenever she cooks boiled potato, my daughter always cooks a couple of extras and leaves them in the pot for me, because she knows as a midnight snack. That's kind of appropriate. Please come in, sit down. We're having an in-depth religious discussion on Twitch now. He didn't look happy to see you. He knocked on your fucking door. When was he expecting to answer the freaking door? Or did you answer the door naked again? Whoa, what the hell? You can't do anything about my teacup, but you can help me fill this cup. Oh, thank you, mate. You guys spoil me. You're just like when Jehovah's Witnesses knock on the door, always trying to convert us. Evil Ted Smith went live just now. Cold boiled potatoes. With ground black pepper and ground sea salt. Yum. Nice little snack. There it is. Kettle's boiled. Which means, of course, I must pour the water into the receptacle and then bring the receptacle back to the table and raise said receptacle to my lips and sip the sweet nectar that is a cup of tea. That didn't sound too weird, did it? Tough titties, that's what's going to happen. Yay! It's 3 a.m, ladies and gentlemen. 3 a.m. Okay. Cup of tea over there on its allocated place. And a smear of glue in its allocated place. And it's all right and proper in the world. So there haven't been too many links on current projects being slapped up in chat tonight, guys. What's going on? What's the skinny? Aren't you guys making stuff? I think we're all kind of like that, aren't we, Seron? Talon Sword cosplay. Right now I'm trying to make the wee one go to sleep. So you're off ski. Have a good stream. No worries, buddy. If you're free in, I think it's about 3 hours or so, I'll be on Dark and Furry right after Mr. Evil Ted Smith does his. So maybe check that out too. But take care. Thanks for joining us for as long as you did. Yes, see, that lays a lot flatter, ladles and jelly spoons. So basically what I had to do was hammer the Jesus Christ, I know what those things are called. Well, eyelets. I hammered the eyelets flat so they sat a lot flusher, and glued the ribbon down on the underneath to keep it flush and keep it taut. And I do like that. That's going to work well. It's really bloody bright though, isn't it? Pulls your eye. So what I think is my plan of attack is to glue that Thanks, Fed. I think what I'll do is I will glue that down just on that one surface. Okay. Maybe right up to the edges. And then lace it from this side properly and see how that goes. I think I might need to do a trial run because getting the threads in and out, obviously you do it loosely and then tension it up. As I mentioned, I want to glue them down so that they don't rotate around either the ricasso or the handle. And I also need the ability to get the ribbon in, the thong in underneath here, and bring it over across and up the other side. Yeah, leave room for the ones that cross the blade, exactly. You've got it. They come out of these bottom two, and they come down and they cross over from the outside to underneath that fluke and back up again. And from the outside across the center under that fluke and back up again. So I need to cut another strip of lacing from the big ass roll. That won't be diff, because it's right there on the floor. If I don't fall out of the chair, it won't be that difficult. Tyrannus is a master chef sharpening that blade. Well, no, almost. Almost. I'm an ex-butcher. So I do have the secret weapon to sharpening the blade. I got skills up and trained. I got like nunchuck skills, bow hunting skills, ninja skills. I got skills. Then a kid never do it that fast. Of course you can. It's what you get used to. Obviously you drive, yeah? So when you were first driving, getting your learner's permit, everything was processed in your head. I got get in, I have to put my seatbelt on, I have to check the mirrors, I have to make sure the seat's in the right place. I have to indicate before I pull out, I have to put my foot on the clutch, then put the... Now you jump in the car, I gotta get to the newsagents before they close. Whoom! Don't think about it. It's the same as this. When you first start, it's like, okay, I got to do an arc that brings the entire length of the blade across the steel. I got to do that on both sides. I also have to have it at the right angle of attack on the steel so I end up with a good edge on the blade. You don't think about that at all now. You just do this, okay? You learned in the Boy Scouts how to sharpen, and they put safety above all else. Yeah, that's because they're all softies, them. They don't want you to hurt yourself and stuff. Me, I don't care. Lop off a finger, I got 7 more fingers and a couple of thumbs as well. Actually, that's not true. I wouldn't actually care if I lopped off a finger. I wouldn't be able to scratch me bum. They didn't have all of their fingers. So, what does that tell you? Any crazy butcher stories? No. Pretty sane. I mean, no crazy ones. I made 144 kilos of minced meat once out of eye fillet. That was a steak that almost cost me my job. It was really expensive back then. Well, actually, if they're missing their fingers, they can look. This is what happens if you don't do what we're telling you, or how we're telling you. Okay. Oh. Right. So the plan is to see whether I can actually lace it up before I commit it to the glue. Let's get rid of the bits and pieces like that though. It irks me. It's irksome. Come on, through the little hole. Oh, it's starting to get a bit blustery out there now again. We've had a severe wind warning south of us for most of the day, and not too much south of us, so we've been getting some buffeting from the crap that's going on down there. That one's underneath, so let's make it consistent. Put that one underneath as well. I don't think this lace-up thing is going to be too difficult. I think the background music stopped again though, hasn't it? What's going on, Rivendell Radio? Piffle, something's dodgy. I want that one first. Play the music. Yeah, play the music. Well, there we go. And there's a little bit of tinky, 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 tinky in the background. So that shows I can lace this up in situ. If that it was on purpose, cut down on the bandwidth usage. I might have done it earlier on purpose, yeah. I don't remember. I'm old. I'm senile. Who am I? What am I doing? Why am I here? Now, I was looking at getting some leather thonging to do this. The thong, yeah. And the new, well, not the new, but the shopping forum, the mall, just up the road from me, has this today opened 60 new stores. Now, I was in there. That's up too loud. I was in there yesterday getting ready for the outside broadcast today, and the little cobbler, you know, the key cutting shoesmith guy, was putting all his stock in ready for today's big launch, and he had leather boot laces, and I'm going, that is exactly what I need for this kind of thing in the future. So I can lace that all down, I can pull that taunt. We need to put one in and bring it over to complete that pretty pattern. This is only a test run because I haven't put the glue on, of course. So we would do that, cut it off about here so I can thread it in underneath. And that brings us to the one that goes underneath the fluke. The flukes, plural, because there's two of them. So that like that. And it goes from the outside and across and back up again. And it would go come on, play nicely. Twisting that somehow. There. So we're looking at something like that on that side. Disregard all this loose stuff. Yeah, that's sellable. I'd buy that for $1. Nolan, I didn't see you pop in there. How are you doing tonight? Well, actually it's 3:30 in the morning. How are you doing this morning? So, we'll keep that one aside. We'll pop some contact adhesive down here. And on the bottom of the ricasso, glue that to it, flip it over, and thread the other side. So what I want to do is I want to mark that. As my middle. I don't know why I just grabbed shoe polish then. That's not going to help me at all. You know what? I think I'm doing the wrong thing with that background music. Caught me earlier before the net drops. Ah, sorry, bud. Memory like a sieve, it would appear. Okay, I think the reason that my Radio Rivendell keeps cutting out is that the player pops up on a separate screen, but I keep shutting down the main screen when the player starts playing. and that might be shutting down access to the database, so I leave it going. Okay, want a little bit of glue here. So this Rivendell radio is the other thing that I use in the background when I'm not using Dark's music that he was kind enough to let us play, because it gives me a lot of background fantasy kind of music like this, which suits the kind of builds I'm doing. It's also copyright and royalty free, which means I don't run the risk of my videos being crippled when I put them up on YouTube later. Although I did start age restricting my videos, the ones that I was using Creative Australian English in, and it stopped my monetization. I thought, you buggers! And then I had a look at what my monetization was getting me in rewards, and in the entire time that I've had videos up, and it's been a while, I've earned 4 cents in royalties, monetization. It's like YouTube monetization is a joke. So, it's not a major issue, I suppose, whether I've got music playing in the background of my clips now, whether it's going to be a copyright infringement or not. Now, you might have noticed how tacky and crappy the areas where the binding goes looks, because I've already done this process once using suede instead of this fake leather and without the lacing on it. The lacing, the leather and the lacing looks prettier. So this is the lacing that will go across the flukes and back up the other side. So let's put that on this side. Like so. Sorry guys, my last meal was like, you know, 9 hours ago. Well, the bloody thing's on there now. Do I have some Frangelico? No, mate. No, no. Something I do very randomly. Doesn't seem to be catching a bloody break with the... That was a night to remember, or not. Well, like I said, I still have the archived footage of it. But yeah, I had a look, and after I dropped the C word a few times, I went, you know what, that's not really the image I want to project. It's also not what I want younger people to come across, either on purpose or accidentally, and think that that's what cosplaying and prop building is about. Okay, so where's the center of that one? It's marked nicely there. I have no doubt that if I did this on a regular or semi-regular basis, I'd have this process done quite rapidly. And besides, Fen, I don't think getting on the Frangelico at 6 AM is really a sane thing for a person my age to be doing. Yes. Pish, it's Friday. It is. You don't drink at all? What, not even water? Nolan, you're watching me from the future. Are you just? What time is it there, mate? You must be on either Kiwi land or the eastern states. You get your hydration from the air. Well, here's hoping you never go visit bloody Going Ape who lives in the fucking desert then, eh? Yes, I do tend to be in the future for most of the viewers. One of them sun worshippers. I don't know what the hell that means, but hey. 2:30 PM-ish. Yeah, it's 3:30 AM-ish on Friday morning here. Okay, so I can lace that up. So what I might... I know what I'm going to do. I got it. It's in the head now. I got it. I'm going to glue it right up to the edge of the loops, of the eyelets. So only the eyelets is a flap, and then I can lace it. Yeah. Yep. Cool. It's awesome. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is... Let it go. Let it go. Let all the awesome shit go. There's this new religion that claims you don't need to eat or drink, just sit in the sun. It's not working too well for the guys in Ethiopia. So considering it's all sunny over there at the moment, how many of them have dropped dead of heat exhaustion? We had some big storms come through over the weekend. It broke the terrible heat wave we're having in North Carolina. So now it's just 90 instead of 115. Cool. Well, we're in our winter. It is rainy and blustery and all those normal things that you would expect from a crappy kind of night. But hey, nice and comfortable. I got the reverse cycle air conditioning belting out 23 degrees. And I have my friends on Twitch to keep me warm. So yeah, there's that. It bit me. 32 instead of 46. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much the summer heat range here in West Australia. I'm must admit though, I do prefer being excessively cool as opposed to excessively hot. You can always put more clothes on. There's a legal limit to how much clothing I can take off, and even when I break that legal limit, I may not necessarily be cool. And from all my training, dying of hypothermia is far more pleasant than dying of hyperthermia. Not that I want to give either one a try, but yeah. Come on, you have to give me access underneath there. Thank you. Right, let's get the lacing done. And put that bit to bed and start working on the handles, which will be done exactly the same way, except there are no eyelets on the reference image. There's just holes. Itchy nose is itchy. Nope, that's not right. That is though. That's not as tight as that. That's what she said. Notchnoi, thank you very much for the follow. Be prepared to be zombified. Thanks for joining us. I'm in the process of working on a commission for the GreatSword from Skyrim. The Steel GreatSword. One of the GreatSwords from Skyrim. There we go. Look out. Zombified, dude. If you want to see the rest of my work, you'll see a whole lot of my Twitch streams already archived up to my YouTube channel down there, including all of that guy's build. Maybe I should put him like there. Or the Nordic Carved Armor build that's been archived up to YouTube. There's a bucket load of photos on Instagram, and of course I hang out on Facebook like everybody does. So thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate your company tonight. So what do you reckon, Beardy? Passable, mate? Being our resident weapons person. Now I tucked those ends into the tacky glue and squished them down, so I do think they're actually gonna pull out. Look at that, god dang it! What about that one? Yep, they're both gonna pull out of there. That glue is might just have to do what they probably would have done and tie the sucker in or not. There we go. Maybe tie it. Yes. Two great minds. So the good thing is there's a bit of stretch, so I can tie it and then let it spring back up. Makoff, how are ya? Thanks for joining us tonight. Come on, come on, come on. You can do it. Give me your pointy goddamn end. Thank you. Under there. You can do it. You can do it. And under there. It's very cool. You are so great. Warning, I don't know English very well. Thank you. Appreciate your compliments. Come on. Great minds think alike, and you got a filthy mind. So if I tuck that back in underneath, now I've tied it in a knot, and then pop some contact adhesive underneath there, I might be able to take it back down that way, I think. As much as I dislike my hot glue gun, because it's not hot glue, it's medium glue, I reckon a squirt of that underneath there would have been perfect for this. Hurry up, do hurry up. One more hour and Finn can go home. You waited to go home since 8:30 this morning when you got here. That's kind of sad, bro. Okay, put the toothpick, the paddle pop stick in there to keep the two surfaces that have glue on them separated while it tacks, and then we'll push them together. Doesn't help that you're going on vacation in a week and the days are dragging on. So what are you going to do on vacation? What's the plan now? You're going to play a lot of computer games on your break? Just you and the PC chilling? So same process to wrap the handle. I just realised, hanging out with a bunch of friends, Orlando, Florida at SeaWorld. That sounds absolutely slack. Totally, totally slack and devoid of any effort at all. You lucky bastard. I just realised that I did the dimensions for the handle wraps at the same width as the ricasso wraps. So there's obviously a horrendously excessive amount of material to go around there. Like I said, when we have a look at that reference image, the wraps on the handles, while they're laced, don't have eyelets. Yeah, it's not a major biggie, buddy. So the dimensions around this puppy are on the other end of the tape measure. So it's 13.5 around. So let's make these about 8. He says immediately bumping it up to 9 to be safe. Actually, no, I do think 8's going to be right. You're going to go past halfway, enough to tuck underneath and be halfway on the other side. So yep. Reference image, where are you hiding again? Same deal as the Ricasso, there's a straight on the top and on the bottom and 3 X's. So we need 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that's 6. I need 8 because I don't have the bits that come down and cross over underneath. I don't have this bottom set of holes on the 2 handle wraps. I'm going to need that, so I'm going to put that up there. Where's my little ruler gone? Yoo-hoo, little ruler! Come out, wherever thou art. There we go. It's that whole tidy as you go mentality. Telling me that I should have been tidying as I went. There, and then 15 there. Good-o. So what's the gap between those? $85. Nope. So that's the overlap there. Now, how am I going to cut little circles down, 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 dit, 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 dit. And I need to draw up that as a template for the other 4 edges. One there, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there. Okay. I think we have to social media this puppy. Just like that. And I think we need to pour some electricity into it too. I had a solution for this and I can't remember where I put it. One more on this one. Well, Tim Tam box number 2 is all gone. Who keeps eating your Tim Tams? It's not bloody me. When it comes to your Tim Tam consumption, I am innocent. Pretty crafty. Oh, oh, oh. Yes, yes we are. Experts in the ancient martial art of tiramisu. 30 minutes left. Come on! Come on! You can do it! You can do it! Totally not counting or anything. No, totally not. Perfect. That works. That works plenty. Plenty good. Okay. Obviously this one doesn't have the eyelets like the Ricasso does, so it's not going to look quite as dramatic, I don't think, but I think it's still going to help a lot with the overall look, so I think we should be pretty fine with it. I'll do exactly the same process. I'll thread it in and then I'll glue it down from the back to help keep it flush. What's that? Oh, it's a little bit of material just floating around there getting in the way. Should be covered by hands anyway, yes, exactly, but you know, when it's on his back or on the wall or when he's not fondling it, which you should be doing all the time, because I mean, let's face it, this is a beautiful sword. But should, heaven forbid, he find time not to be fondling the sword and it is in plain view, then I suppose it needs to look pretty then too. Why? Oh, that's why. Because I didn't feed it back through. This one is the one that's going to pop in there. Beskrill. Beskrill, I think that's what it says. Thank you very much for the follow, Bess. Stand by to be zombified. And there it is. Yes, yes, I like that. Poor zombie. All it wants is the big cups, but it'll never reach it. No, I never noticed that. It's all about me. It's never about the zombie. No, it's so self-centered of me, isn't it? Ooh, I can't do that just yet. I was going to glue that down, but I haven't punched the holes down the other edge for the second bit of thread. So I can't do that. I got tagged in a Facebook post about it. Hey, is this Tyrannus you? Yeah. Yeah, Ted's on before me. Yeah, he's got a lot to get done. He wants that dragon Vampire D done, and he wants Charlie done. And he's got to keep his regular content up too, so... And 15 minutes, go, 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 go. Anybody think you were eager to get out of there today? So what have you been occupying yourself with today in your boredom? I mean, obviously watching streams, but... what would be entered in the work journal for the day? Nothing new or special really. Checking small changes and continuing to explore and look for bugs. So after a while that's got to be driving you fucking insane, man. Doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. That's what you do. The same thing over and over, expecting a different result. I like how they call it quality assurance, as if when you're finished, the quality is assured. You have to do a thing to make a bug happen, then you have to reproduce the bug a few times, then you have to check it again after it's been supposedly fixed, and then maybe again later and make sure that it hasn't come back. Yep. And then you have to go exploring to see whether the solution they put in place to fix your bug didn't create a bug somewhere else. It's much easier back in the good old days, mate. When a bug really was a bug that fell between the punch card and the pins, and all you had to do was pull the bug out and the problem was solved. Halo testing, yes. And not necessarily meaning testing the game Halo. That's an icky one. I'm going to grab another clean one. Yep, the first bug was a real bug. I actually have punch card programming experience somewhere locked in the back of my head. A moth, that's what I heard. Yeah, from memory. Like I said, it's there somewhere. I do recall doing it. Might play it safe and use the big one. Oh, cheers, brother. Looks great. Expensive materials? No, actually, not that bad at all. Thank you very much, Lee. This is fake leather or pleather. And the sword itself is made from EVA foam and glue. But thank you. Appreciate that. It's supposed to look like it's expensive. I'd like to actually do this with real leather at some stage, but yeah, that does get expensive. And there's that whole moral dilemma of leather coming from animals. Come on, tuck underneath there. Bloody thing's twisted, it doesn't want to twist back. That wind's still howling out there. The fence is starting to bang now. I don't fancy going out in that to pick it back up again. Am I going to keep at the sword until it's time for What's Dark and Furry? Actually, no, I'm probably going to bail and go and watch Ted do his bit. Does it start in 5 minutes or in half an hour? Ted starts in an hour. I thought I started in an hour. Shit. Should have gotten some goddamn sleep. I've been up since 9 AM yesterday morning. So 5 hours short of 24 hours. No worries, Nolan. Thank you very much, man. Thank you. Glad you like it. It's really lifting the look of the sword. Come back and join us anytime, man. I'll make it, no doubt. I'm tough. I'm Australian, mate. You heading out now? No worries, man. Thanks for keeping me company through the stream, dude. But one thing. Shouldn't it be right over left instead of left over right? You thought you freaked me out for a second. Damn you, beauty! You want the same sword? Well, this is a commission for somebody else, unfortunately. Yeah, me too, man. It just makes more sense to me, visually appealing, to have it repeated on both sides. Yep, no matter how you hold it, it's going to show up the pattern for him. There goes my bits per second again, damn it. Got 99 problems and the internet is one of them, absolutely. That is becoming beyond irritating. Get off my fucking finger. Get off, get off, get off, get off, get off. I got a problem about paying for stuff and getting crap in return. I hope so too, mate. As it is, I can't do both. I can't have Twitch open and Skype. I don't have the bandwidth for it. Which might pose a problem when reading the questions too. Thank you, Bess. Might get some super glue from the hardware store tomorrow and glue underneath the laces, glue them down, both underneath and at the cross, so that they don't move and rip. Better to be safe than sorry. It can't actually hurt anything doing that, I suppose. Okay, let's see if we can't get a better shot of this little beastie now. Whoop. Sorry, Rory. Just roll back there and bash into you. Feels good. Talk about a super long stream. Mine, yep. Not getting much done though, really, am I? I don't know. Super Kungan 70, hey, how you doing? Keep yourself busy, I hope. Oh, thank you for the follow, Super. You've been zombified, apparently. I'm doing good, thanks, mate. Just putting the binding on this. So, nearly done. Just got the top half of the handle to do. And then that commission is done. And I can knuckle down on the next one. And are you a fellow creative streamer, Super? What brings you to our channel tonight? Actually, technically at 5 AM, it's now a morning. It won't pop the little squares out. Come on. That one there can come out of there because I really would like it to come out of there. And same with you, thank you. Lots of Coca-Cola and love. That's like a really creepy love, man. Got to keep looking up to see whether they're still there grinning at me. still grinning at me. The faces are grinning. Can't possibly be the most stimulating thing to watch me do this. Although, once I get these little holes cut out, I can do another bit of lacing. You like me? Thank you. I like to be liked. So, one of the basic human needs. Food, water, shelter, and to be liked. Oh, and Tin Tams. Gotta have Tin Tams too. So those two are going to go like that, so I've got the definite seam that the lacing is doing up. So let's glue those together, and while they're gluing I'll cut 2 more laces out to lace up this last bit. Do I like Star Wars? Yeah, I'm a bit of a Star Wars fan. Made a Kylo in a Phasma costume already. So I've got to cut another thin strip of ribbon, so I'm going to throw these up here, out of camera shot while they dry. You have any tips? I'm new to foam building. Yep, here's the first tip. Keep your knife sharp all the time, okay? Sharp knives cut foam much more cleanly and give you really nice precise edges. Okay. Blunt knives tend to tear the foam and you can't get nice clean sharp cuts out of it. So yeah, there's your first tip. Sharp knife, always. Second tip, Follow evil Ted Smith. The man is the foam guru. What he doesn't know about foam fabrication, you don't need to know. Yep, that looks about right. It's a bit thicker on one end and a bit thinner on the other, unfortunately. It is. Don't like it, throw it away. That's one. That one looks better. Beautiful. Let's use that. Actually, let's use them both. Oh, stop, god damn it. That was my alarm to get up and get ready for dark and furry. I guess I won't be needing that tonight. Right. So exactly the same process that we did on the other two. That glue should be pretty much dry now. So I glue those two together. I'll run this lacing on that one and glue it to the handle of the sword, and then run the lacing down the other side, and it will be a thing of beauty. Okay, let's make this happen. There's my center line. There it is. Gonna stream next week. You're going to build a Star Wars Kashyyyk Trooper. Jeez, okay, that's pretty cool. So, are you working from Pepakura patterns? Are you going to freehand it? How are you going to go? I got a loose thread, dang it. Oh, touch wood, Biddy. It looks like the net's stabilised for me again, thankfully. Fan-made armour, so not Pepakura. Cool, alright. Although, you can do a fan-made armour out of Pepakura. I use a lot of Pepakura patterns for my builds. My Nordic behind me there is all pep patterns until I got down to the cloth parts of the build, of course. Something doesn't look right there. Why? Oh, because I haven't gone underneath there and come out there as well. It's like all like pretty sewing and stuff. Sorry for your English, you're from Sweden. Cool. Got a guy from the Netherlands. It turns up in the stream quite a lot. We got quite a few POMs in the stream. And quite a few Americans as well who like to come and join us. So yeah, pretty international kind of bunch of peoples who pop in from time to time. So glad to have somebody from Sweden in the group as well. Thank you. There's my glue gun over here. Thank you for the host as well. Much appreciated. Been a pretty loving kind of stream tonight. Lots of really friendly peeps in. It's good. What I will do is I'll pull all that slack through. Not too tight, don't want to tear at the holes on the handle. How many costumes do I have? There's my Darth Cyber, my Kylo, my Phasma. There's that guy there, my Nordic carved armor, which is my best one so far. There's my Darth Punk. So Darth Cyber, Phasma, Kylo, the Nord, Daft Punk. Yeah, 5 now that I've kept. Yeah. I'm starting to work on the Daedric armor from Skyrim for myself. So that's my next big costume to follow up from the Nordic build behind me. God. Rightio, let's cut that off and glue that down. Thank you. I like my Nordic. My Nordic is the best thing I've built so far, so I'm really happy with him. He's wearing the Daedric helmet at the moment, which looks a little weird. Because I had to put it somewhere, so I put it on his head. Make a lot of foam props for people. Swords and axes at the moment seem to be quite popular. A couple of shields I've made. And once I finish this sword tonight, I have to make a sword from Highlander, the movie, and a shield to go along with it. Yeah. Righto, come here, sword. Let's get a look at you. I think that'll work. Make sure it tucks in there properly. Looks a little twisted, or is that bottom one twisted? I think we'll bring that over a little. Thanks, Soups. I'm just doing what I do. Nothing amazing about it, man. Just having fun. That'll work. Looks straighter on the camera. Cool bananas. Where's the tip gone? There it is. Right, so with that, sitting on it. Whoa, look out! Jim Morgan! How are you, Jim? Oh, and there's Shogun. How are you, man? Look at that. Everybody's waking up. Don't your alarm just go off or something? What is the foundation of the hilt? A tree? Almost. It's big. I've got a dowel rod running through the middle of it. So, do I have an offcut of it around here somewhere? Yeah. So yeah, I have 16mm dowel running straight down the middle to keep it strong, and means that the guy who's buying it can wave it around a bit without worrying about it too much. Just got back from work, sinking a few beers before bed. That is a brilliant idea. I know why that seems weird now. You just began the head mask of your predator, doing the mould with sculpture. Yeehaw. You got any image of it at the moment? You want to share your sexy work with us? I'll put that in there. Go on, you know you want to. Show us your sexy work. Something doesn't seem quite right. That's the one. That's the money shot. Okay. Shit. Really? That's a lot of excess material. Whoa! That looks a lot like my first wife, mate. Well, I love the mandibles coming in. That's cool. And of course the classy Corona can bucket right next to it. That's good too. Nice touch. Okay, so got to mark these holes in to do the punching with. He's done a brilliant job so far, hasn't he? You need to buy monster clay. I haven't started messing with that sort of stuff yet in my builds. I should one day. But I'm a lazy bastard, so you know. One, two. So it's one in and one, and two. That doesn't look right. What's going on? I think I just screwed it up. Damn it. Oh no, we can see it's not finished, but it's a good basis to start on, no? So we have 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. That lines up properly. That's the one I messed up, so I don't want that one, I want that one below it. That one there. I didn't do that, did I? I fucking did, like an idiot. That's it, concentration's going on me. I screwed that up by 1. And it's nothing serious, it's not going to mean I have to replace the piece, but such a simple pattern, it shouldn't have been a screw up on there at all. So I'm going to glue that down, flip it over, lace it up and glue that down. Slowly, it's coming together, and this pleather with the stitching much happier with this than I was with the suede finish that I put on here. The suede finish, just the underlay of the suede glued down, but the surface level of the suede just sort of swam around the place. And grip the handle, it was all wishy-washy and stuff, and it just didn't feel right. So this will not only look better, but it'll feel better in his hand when he's carrying it around the con. Luckily, this one doesn't have to be freighted any freaking where. Throw it in the car and take it up to him in a month's time at the next convention. How long do you have done this with cosplays and builds? I've been cosplaying and building my own costumes for almost 4 years now, mate. I did cosplay a little bit when I was a lot younger, but back then when I was in my 20s, it was nowhere near as popular and it was nowhere near as accepted as it is today, and I got picked on and bashed up a fair bit when I was younger for cosplaying or playing dress-ups, and yeah, so I stopped for a very long time, and I only started cosplaying again about 4 years ago. Imagine how much I could do and how much I would have done if I hadn't stopped, if I hadn't let other people make me quit doing something that I thought was fun. Cosplay is fun. That's what it says. Look, there in yellow. It's called cosplay because it's meant to be fun. Anybody who makes cosplay not fun doesn't deserve to be in or around cosplay. Simple. No worries, Beardy. Does that kick off in an hour, doesn't it? Yeah. I am indeed as ready as I'm ever gonna be. I want to watch Ted before I do my bit, so yeah. Oh, it starts in 5 minutes. Oh, okay then. Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap up tonight's stream. I have an appointment to go and watch a friend of mine's stream. So what I think I might do is throw a host over there and go and watch and get ready for my chat with the guys as well. Sure, let's do this. Bing! Thanks for joining us this evening. I really appreciate your company, everybody who's contributed to chat and kept me company for the last few hours while I've been working on the sword. I'll see you again at the next one. In fact, if you're sticking around, I'll see you shortly over at Dark and Furries. I'm going to throw a host to those guys and go and watch them do their thing. Just put that over there. I am Tyrannus Cosplay. It's written right there in red writing. And it's called Cosplay because it's meant to be fun. Good night, everybody. Stop the rut.